A desert with no end, where the horizon melts into fire and the wind carves mountains of sand. This is not just empty land. It is a place of fear and legend. For centuries, the Bedouin whispered of a cursed quarter of Arabia. They said travelers who dared to cross it never returned. Caravans swallowed by storms, bones lost beneath the dunes. At night, voices echoed through the silence, laughter, screams, even the sound of drums. They called it Rub al Khali, the empty quarter, the largest sand desert in the world. 650,000 square kilometers of shifting dunes, endless, merciless, alive. Imagine standing at its edge. Before you, a sea of gold stretching farther than the eye can see. The air is dry as ash. The wind howls like a living thing. The Bedouin believed this was not just a desert, but the realm of the jinn, spirits waiting in the shadows of the dunes. But the most chilling tale of all? They said a city lies buried here, a city of giants with towers that touch the sky, Iram of the Pillars, a city so proud it was struck down and swallowed by the sands. Is the empty quarter just a barren wasteland, or is it the keeper of Arabia's darkest secrets? Tonight, we enter the desert. Beyond the stories and whispers lies a reality just as terrifying. The empty quarter is not only vast, it is merciless. Covering 650,000 square kilometers, it stretches across Saudi Arabia, Oman, Yemen, and the United Arab Emirates. It is the largest continuous sand desert in the world. Temperatures here rise above 50 degrees Celsius. Water is almost non-existent. Sand dunes reach heights of 250 meters, shifting like waves of a golden ocean. For those who dare to enter, the desert itself becomes the enemy. Bedouin tribes who lived at its edges knew its cruelty well. They called it Ard al-Maut, the land of death. To survive even a day required knowledge passed down for generations, where to find rare wells, how to read the stars, when to move, and when to wait. But even with this knowledge, many perished. Caravans laden with incense, gold, or spices would vanish, swallowed by storms. Skeletons of camels have been found, half buried in the sand, silent markers of journeys that never ended. Imagine walking for days in a sea of dunes, each one identical to the last, the horizon playing cruel tricks with mirages. At night, the cold bites deep. In the day, the sun scorches. The empty quarter is not just empty, it is alive, shifting, waiting, erasing all traces of those who challenge it. If the burning sun and endless dunes were not enough, the empty quarter carried an even darker reputation. The Bedouin believed this desert was ruled not by man, but by spirits. At night, when the wind swept across the dunes, strange sounds echoed through the emptiness. Whistling, deep drumming, even the sound of voices calling in the dark. Caravans reported laughter that seemed to follow them, shadows that moved against the moonlight, and whispers that chilled the blood. Today, scientists call it singing sand, a natural phenomenon caused by vibrations of millions of grains sliding together. But for centuries, to those who crossed the desert, there was only one explanation: the jinn. The jinn were said to lurk beneath the sands, rising with the storms, taking those who wandered too far. Bedouin elders warned never to travel alone, never to mock the desert, and never to follow the voices you hear at night. Many who ignored these warnings were never seen again. Imagine standing by your campfire in the vast emptiness and hearing a voice whisper your name from the darkness. Is it the wind or something else waiting just beyond the dunes? Of all the legends whispered about the empty quarter, one rises above them all: the legend of a lost city, a city of giants, a city called Iram of the Pillars. Ancient texts describe Iram as a place of wealth and pride, with towers that reached the heavens. Its people, they said, grew arrogant, defied the divine, and were punished. A storm of sand came, and the city was buried forever. For centuries, the story of Iram was dismissed as myth, a tale to frighten the young or warn against pride. But in the 1990s, something extraordinary happened. Satellites orbiting Earth captured images of the empty quarter and revealed something astonishing. Beneath the shifting dunes lay ancient caravan routes, roads that once carried incense, gold, and spices across Arabia, roads leading to a forgotten settlement. Archaeologists called it Ubar. Excavations uncovered collapsed structures, stone walls, and artifacts buried for thousands of years. Some claimed it was the legendary Iram itself. Others argued it was simply another trading outpost, lost to the desert. But the evidence was undeniable. A great settlement had once stood here, only to be swallowed by the sands. Imagine golden towers rising from the desert, merchants trading precious incense, caravans stretching for miles, and then, in a single storm, silence. The empty quarter erases everything. Even today the debate continues. Was Ubar truly the Iram of the Pillars, or was it only a fragment, a shadow of a legend larger than life? If the ruins we found are only part of the truth, what else still sleeps beneath the desert? For centuries, the empty quarter stood as an unbroken wall of sand. Few outsiders dared to enter. But in the 20th century, a handful of explorers risked their lives to uncover its secrets. In 1931, Bertram Thomas, a British civil servant and adventurer, became the first European to cross the empty quarter. His journey was grueling. With Bedouin guides, he marched across endless dunes, facing thirst, exhaustion, and constant danger. Yet he returned alive, forever changing the way the world saw this mysterious desert. A few years later, Wilfred Thesiger, the legendary explorer, crossed the Rub al Khali twice. He described it as both terrifying and beautiful, an ocean of silence, a place that tested the limits of human endurance. In his writings, he painted the empty quarter as a land untouched by time, where the Bedouin way of life still thrived. Yet every discovery only deepened the mystery. The empty quarter does not easily give up its secrets. For every artifact uncovered, countless more remain buried, hidden beneath dunes that shift like waves of the sea. To step into the Rub al Khali is to step into history itself, a history that resists being uncovered. The empty quarter remains one of the last true wildernesses on Earth. Even today, satellites have mapped its surface, but its heart is still untouched. To the outsider, it is only sand and silence. But to those who live on its edges, the desert is alive. They speak of voices carried on the wind, ruins that rise and vanish with the shifting dunes, and secrets buried too deep for human eyes. Some say the desert hides Iram of the pillars, still waiting beneath the sands. Others believe it is a place of the jinn, where unseen powers guard what man was never meant to find. Scientists uncover pottery, inscriptions, and ancient roads, but for every answer, new questions appear. So what is the truth? Is the Rub al Khali just an empty desert, hostile and lifeless? Or is it still guarding something greater, an ancient secret, a hidden city, a forgotten chapter of human history? Perhaps, somewhere beneath the dunes, the desert is still watching, still waiting for the next soul brave enough to enter its silence.
The empty quarter keeps its secrets buried deep beneath the sands. But what do you believe? Was it only desert, or a land of legends and hidden cities? If you enjoyed this journey into mystery, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice keeps these legends alive, and together we'll uncover more mysteries that the world has forgotten.